All right, well, get ready, Motorheads. Another huge event revs into the Minnesota State Fairgrounds this weekend.
It's the biggest muscle car party of the year, celebrating horsepower and torque. And we have our own Rachel Slavik, who also is full of horsepower and torque, checking out Street Machine Nationals this morning. Hey, Rachel.
Good morning, Mike and Jen. Yes, here we are at the State Fairgrounds for Street Machine Nationals. I'm going to cue the cars so they can get going, and we're going to turn here to Dave Cass. What is Street Machine Nationals?
Street Machine Nationals, truthfully, is a muscle car party. It's a lot of fun. It's a gathering of all different types of cars, muscle cars, trucks, street rods, late model cars, you name it. It's just a muscle car party.
And what are we seeing right here as they're going through this course?
Yeah, this is the QA1 Autocross. What this is, it's a closed course, part of Street Machine Nationals. And you can see that there's a layout here that the cars are racing around for time. And so they're racing against themselves. So it's not a side-by-side race. And so it's open to anyone. So if you have a car at the Street Machine Nationals, it's free of charge to come in here and participate. And you don't have to have just a muscle car. You can have any type of car. And it's just a boatload of fun.
But it feels like if you had a little Honda in there that doesn't have all that noise and horsepower, it wouldn't fit, right?
Well, you'd be surprised. Some of those smaller cars, they do really well because this is a very tight technical course. And so those smaller cars, they can get around quite well. Big horsepower helps, but sometimes big horsepower can be a detriment to a course like this.
You got to be kind of a good driver, too, to be able to handle this.
You know what? There's all different skill sets out there, and we see a lot of husband and wife duos out here. You name it. People just come out here and have a whole lot of fun. It's a great time.
And besides this, there's also many events. Tell me about this burnout challenge that everyone's talking about.
Yeah, so the burnout contest, that's a big part of the Street Machine Nationals. So what that is basically you're going to have different cars get set up, they will sit still, and they will do a big burnout until either they blow their tires or, just a whole lot of smoke. It's a good time. People really get into it.
And I think when you think of muscle cars, you probably think of a Camaro, high horsepower, those screeching tires that we hear. But I'm quickly learning that muscle cars can take any shape or form. We have Matt Ringsmooth here to talk to us about this is your muscle car, and this is not the traditional Camaro. Why did you decide to throw it in a Yukon?
No, it's definitely not traditional. One of the reasons I went with this is I wanted something that was different, something that was fun, and something I could just take the whole family out and cruise and still beat on and have the air conditioning on and drive every single day.
Okay, give me a little lesson as we're looking at your engine. What's the bragging rights here?
Yeah, it's a 520 wheel horsepower turboed LS motor out of a 2009 Silverado, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
What do you like about having a muscle car and participating in events like this?
It's all about hanging out with friends, racing it, being able to do things like call out farm truck and do those types of things with your friends and family.
Okay, you're calling it out right now. I know that's a popular show you were telling me about. So give me a little lesson here so that I don't sound like a total rookie. What's something I need to know as I'm looking around these cars?
At the end of the day, you want to know how much horsepower they have, probably how much they weigh. Something like this weighs a ton, so it's probably not going to go as fast as some of the lighter ones. And if they're having a good time.
All right. Thank you so much, Matt. And when you're here at the show, it's not just muscle cars. There's really cars of all shapes and sizes and brands and models. And we have Russ Peterson here. And you have a beautiful car here, and it's not the traditional muscle car. Tell me about your vehicle.
This is the style of car that we built prior to the muscle cars coming out. Muscle cars get credited for starting in about 1964. This is a 1950 Buick that was customized back in this would be an early 60s style prior to the muscle cars.
And this is still considered a performance vehicle, right?
It is. It's got a GM or Chevrolet LS motor in it. It just looks old and slow.
Well, with all the car shows we have Back to the 50s, we have this one. Why did you want to be a part of this one?
Oh, I think the muscle car is wonderful. I graduated from high school in '67 in the peak of the muscle cars, and it's a great period of time.
Thank you so much, Russ. So if you want to head on down to the Street Nationals here at the State Fairgrounds, it runs today from 9 till 5, tomorrow from 9 to 4. Tickets are $15 at the door, and there really is, you can make a muscle car out of anything. We saw a little Volkswagen in addition to that Denali. So really neat to see how people change these cars around.
Yeah, they look pretty cool.
The smaller they are, the faster they go, right? Hey, so there you go.
Go for that. Thanks, Rachel.